you might be forgiven if you missed, or at least didn't pay much attention, to the exploration of a whole new universe. Or more accurately, a metaverse. That reportedly is a place where we can all go and hang out and do business and pretty much live our lives. Facebook's Nicola Mendelsohn told us about her company's initiative that will start with massive hiring right here in our current universe in a little corner called Europe.
These 10,000 highly skilled jobs are really, for us, going to put Europeans at the heart of our plans for the company future, which you say is all about the metaverse. And we're excited about the metaverse, which we see as being the next computing platform.
In Las Vegas, they are having a music festival this very weekend. It's called the Electric Daisy Carnival. And if you can't make it there physically, well, not to worry. You can join it in the metaverse version. Not to be outdone, Playboy has announced its own metaverse built around avatars that, you might guess it, are rabbits, or what they called rabbitars.
In a corporate event that seemed to have the vibe of a budget sci-fi flick.
All right, perfect.
Mark Zuckerberg, the founder and head of all things Facebook, introduced the metaverse.
Together, we can finally put people at the center of our technology and deliver an experience where we are present with each other.
What is it? Put simply, an immersive way to connect online for both business and pleasure using virtual and augmented reality. And Zuckerberg is all in, rebranding Facebook's corporate name to Meta.
Your devices won't be the focal point of your attention anymore.
Now, if Meta is the future, in the present, the Facebook brand on the site and the app won't change.
CEO Mark Zuckerberg introduced what he calls the Metaverse, a platform where users will interact in virtual and augmented realities.
To reflect who we are and what we hope to build, I am proud to announce that starting today, our company is now Meta. Our mission remains the same. It's still about bringing people together. Our apps and their brands, they're not changing either. And we are still the company that designs technology around people.
Let's bring in now New York Times technology correspondent Mike Isaac for more on this. Mike, thanks so much for joining us. The idea of a so-called metaverse isn't new, but can you explain exactly what it is?
Yeah, of course. Well, I think it's largely theoretical at this point. A lot of this stems from a really popular book in tech circles in Silicon Valley called Ready Player One, which essentially is sort of an extended universe on how people might connect to each other in the future, whether it's through virtual reality or augmented reality glasses, or just sort of a continuous different way to walk through worlds and connect with people all over the world. This is something that Mark Zuckerberg has been really interested in and excited about for months, if not years now. But they really are leaning into it over this next few years. And I think this name change is really emblematic of the future of what he wants his company to look like.
And we heard Mark Zuckerberg say that the company isn't really changing. So what does this mean practically for users?
I think for users of Facebook, for users of Instagram, for users of WhatsApp, it's not going to mean much difference at all. They recently, in their earnings report, spun off what's called Facebook Reality Labs, the division that's responsible for building hardware, into a separate segment. They expect to be investing tens of billions of dollars into building this hardware over the next few years, over the next probably 10 years, and have basically said, look, this is a long-term vision for us. We're still going to have these social products to where we make all of our money and where all of our revenue comes from to essentially fund what we think will be the future, which is coming from Facebook Reality Labs. But short term, it's not going to mean very much difference.
And any idea on when we could start using this metaverse?
I think the closest version of it you can get to right now is through their Oculus virtual reality headsets, which are on sale right now. They have a thing called an Oculus, I think it's called the Oculus headsets. That's the cheapest, around $300. You can get at Best Buy, you can get online. It's actually back ordered because people were buying it in larger quantities when the pandemic came on. And it gives you like a glimpse of what the sort of virtual worlds are that look like right now. They also have a Ray-Ban collaboration in these smart glasses that just came out recently. And it's not exactly what I would call augmented reality, but it is a taste of having cameras on your face and being able to upload video to your social networks.
Just a few hours ago, you worked at a company called Facebook. Now it is Meta. You are even changing the stock ticker, and even Google didn't do that. Given that the vast majority of the company today doesn't work on the metaverse at all, why take this risk?
Well, first, we don't see it as a risk, and we're just coming off a company all hands, and the excitement at the company is very real. And Meta really captures where our company's going and also the future that we want to build. But our mission hasn't changed. Meta's focus is all around building the metaverse, but continuing to let people connect, to find communities, to grow businesses in the way that they have with the Facebook family of apps over the almost 20 years that we've been going. Also solves for confusion that I think there has been out there caused by our company name sharing the same name as our biggest app. And as I said, Facebook started as a single app, and now we're a whole family of apps and services with Instagram and WhatsApp and so many others. And Meta actually brings together all of these apps, all of these technologies under one brand new company brand.
Give us some color on what the Horizon marketplace looks like. Is it going to work like an app store? Will there be a subscription model? How will people make money in this new world?
Oh, lots of questions there. So first up with Horizon, well, that's the social platform that we're going to be building for people to create and interact in the metaverse. So with Horizon Worlds, well, that's where you can build worlds and you can jump into them with your friends, with your family, with your colleagues, and to discover new places that you might want to go and meet together in or play games in, or get to know different members of your community with different avatars that you might have. And Horizon Home is really our early vision for the home space in the metaverse. And Horizon Workrooms, which is already up and running, is there for collaboration. And I was just in a meeting last week, and that feeling that when you're sat around a virtual table, and especially in this world today where we're all working in a much more hybrid way, it's very different just from having a one-on-one straight into the screen like you and I are doing now. You actually feel like you're sat around the table. You do turn left, you do turn right, depending on where the audio is coming from. So it's a very different experience. It's an enhanced, if you like, social experience.
But what if the metaverse and AR and VR don't make the world more social at all, make us more disconnected, more antisocial, and replicates so many of the criticisms that face Facebook today?
Well, that's not the case from the experiences that I've already been enjoying and already having when I've been into VR, when I'm playing games, or actually when I'm meeting and hanging out with people. So I've been to the moon. That's not probably the first person that you've had on here saying I've been to the moon with my colleagues, and we took with our avatars virtual selfies against the backdrops of the sun and backdrops of Earth. But I think also at the heart of your question also is making sure that we're addressing and building responsibly for the metaverse. And I think there's a couple of things here that are really important to point out. One is that no one company alone is going to be building the metaverse. Many different companies, many different developers, businesses are going to be building together. But what I do think that is important is that we're building in the principles of safety and security right in from the start. And that if we have these principles right as a society, then we're going to be so much better at tackling the new challenges that inevitably come along with new technologies as and when they arise.